Everyone is writing Manchester United's season off this season. Poor results, low expectations, criticisms from every angle of the globe. But what if the start of the 2025-2026 season is not as bad as people think? Today I'm making a case. United's early season is underrated, buried under narratives upon narratives. Sure, if you dig into the numbers, there are reasons for cautious optimism. So let's go and let's get this party started because Manchester United are in a better place than people are giving them credit for. So last season in the 2024-2025 season was a disaster. United finished 15th in the Premier League with 42 points in 38 matches. Basically 1.11 points per game. That was absolutely devastating. That was the worst season in recent memory. Expectations are understandably low. So going into the 2025-2026, virtually any improved performance feels like progress. But the key is, United actually improved. Not just less bad, but less see, because they actually improved. And that is the key part about this situation. Through 5 Premier League games, United's record is 2 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses. 7 points. 1.40 per game. Remember the number I said about it last season? 1.11. Now we have 1.40. Yes, it's not a large difference. But this already is an improvement from last season's 1.1 points per game baseline. In terms of expected goals, United were averaging 1.74 expected goals per match and conceding 1.1 expected goals per match. So these underlying numbers suggest that they are creating more than they were creating and defensively are not being broken down too badly on paper. Shots per match are 16.2 overall, 19.7 at home, 11 away. Possession is holding up with 53.6% on average. Passing accuracy, pressing, recoveries, United rank comparatively well in defensive metrics. Tactics, blocks, interceptions are all promising. They are not being completely dominated in transition, by the way. Those numbers suggest that United are not just lucky or unlucky. There is structure, intent, and capacity. The real gap is converting those chances, those performances into consistent results, especially away from home. But the foundations are more solid than the critics give credit for. So first things we need to talk about in terms of the positive signs and lighting points, just so we understand where we are actually getting better. United's home form is stronger. Home, 2 wins, 0 draws, 1 loss. 6 points from 3 home games. That is a 2 point per game at home. Expected goals at home is 2.05 per match versus the 1.74 overall. That suggests that United are more confident, more incisive at Old Trafford. If there's one thing we know and we remember from last season, is that once Old Trafford comes, United buckle under the pressure. Second, close margins and competitive matches. United are involved in tight games, few blowouts. Their goal difference is -2 after 5 games, but that's not catastrophic. And in many ways they are in it until late. They are not being routinely overwhelmed. They have chances. They create chances. Third is the defensive control that surface suggests. The expected goals against is 1.11. Is respectable, bruv. In defensive metrics, blocks, tackles, interceptions, United are ranking among top clubs in many categories. Errors leading to goals are relatively low so far. And the new manager that we all know, Ruben Amorim, is implementing a new system that we all know and we have been speaking about so much right now. An early turbulence is somewhat expected for sure. The fact is that United are not collapsing under the pressure anymore. increasingly resilient, the mentality that Ruben Amorim keeps on banging about, we are beginning to see it. He called for aggression against Chelsea after the Man City whooping, and we saw the aggression from every single player. Friendlies and early matches are about bedding identity. The better underlying numbers suggest that United's transition are getting legs. We are beginning to grow. We are beginning to get better in this situation. Now, the upgrade and the squad investment is something that we need to absolutely give credit for too. United's passing metrics, ball progression and possession numbers suggest more control, indicating that new players' tactical shifts are working to some degree. Even though goal output is low, 6 goals in 5 games, shot volume and the expected goals suggest that opportunity for growth. Now, the counter arguments that a lot of people will come out and say is that conversion rate, finishing issues. United are underperforming their XG. That we know of. They aren't converting enough of their chances. That is absolutely part of things that people would say. But we need to also understand that the new striking line that we brought in have not bedded into the team yet. We have not even started playing Šeško in. We have not gotten to see Mateus Cunha, Brian Mbeumo and Benjamin Šeško start a game or even play together on a pitch. The away form is weak. No away wins yet. The team is still vulnerable when going on the road. The cup exit, absolutely embarrassing. Loss to Grimsby in the EFL Cup is no denying, absolutely abysmal. That undermines the confidence, no doubt. No clean sheets yet. Defensively, solidity isn't fully realized. That is something that we know. And that also comes to the idea that Ruben Amorim continues to replace and substitute defenders in a game when he doesn't really need to. Media and fan pressure. The morale, the external narrative could literally hamper the momentum. But these are addressable flaws and not terminal flaws. Because for the finishing issues, we just need them to play more together. And we are going to start seeing them score. We have seen Brian Mbeumo absolutely get opportunities and put them away. Bruno is, of course, contributing too. And of course, Casemiro has already started contributing also. Away form, we are going to get better at going away. Cup exit, I'm not even going to bother about that because that is until next year. No clean sheets, that is not going to last long because we need to get Martinez back. And the moment we get Martinez back, then we have a stable 3 at the back. And then a fan pressure. This will absolutely die down with the media in terms of the pressure that they put on the club and the manager. It will die down the moment we start winning and consistently at that. So why is it better than people think? There's an improved baseline. They jumped from 1.11 points per game last season to 1.40. It's tangible. We can feel it. We can taste it. Even a modest upward shift is consistently and show representation to major progress. Strong underlying metrics, XG, possession, defensive metrics all show structure and effectiveness that we often lacking last season. These are the kinds of metrics that survive correction. If things go off, the foundation is less likely to collapse. Resilience, competitiveness. United are staying in games, competing, losing narrowly, not capitulating like they did last season. The mental component is undervalued in these situations, in many negative narratives. But the truth about it is what we are seeing is that mentally they are getting more resilient. And that comes from the manager. That comes from new players coming in, understanding that they are too good to lose these kinds of games. Now the capacity for an upside. With better finishing, small tactical tweaks, and a growing cohesion that we need, especially in the front line, United can turn those draws into narrow wins. Can turn those narrow losses into wins. Can turn those draws into wins. If just 1 or 2 additional points per match come from those execution or better execution, that's a massive swing over this season. all of a sudden the narrative sets. The comparison to last season is an abject failure. Against the benchmark, even in the middling starts feeling better. The tolerance for mediocre but improving is higher. And that is not nothing. We need to absolutely understand that this team is getting better and better by the day. And that we need to give them credit for. So yes, Manchester United in the 2025-2026 still has flaws and isn't worth beating yet. But it is not a disaster, many are claiming. The stats suggest that the club is better structured, more competitively, and is building foundations that are still showing imperfections, but with real upside. Over this season, the difference will come in finishing, consistency, and handling the long run. If United can iron those things out, this start will look wise in hindsight. What's your take? What are you buying? Are you buying the optimism, or are you still waiting for the real proof? Drop a comment below if you like this analysis. Hit the like and turn on your notification button so you do not miss anything that we do here on Pillar Sports. I'll be tracking United's season in depth. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.